Hello, friends. This is a special bulletin from Radio Free Cannabis. I am very happy to be able to announce that 12 cannabis prisoners were included in the last batch of pardons and commutations announced by the Trump administration on January 20th. 3 of those prisoners, Wei Kuo Long, Corvain Cooper, and John Knock, have been supported by the Last Prisoner Project and represented by the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers as part of their trial penalty program. The trial penalty refers to the practice of U.S. prosecutors of seeking extremely long sentences for people who demand a jury trial instead of pleading guilty to the offense. That was the case for all 3 of these men. Wei Kuo Long was sentenced to 50 years after exercising his right to a trial, while co-defendants who took the prosecutor's deal were sentenced to 10 years or less. John Knock, a first-time offender, was given a life sentence because he demanded a jury trial, while his co-defendants who pled guilty and cooperated with prosecutors were released decades ago. Same thing with Corvain Cooper, also sentenced to life, sentenced to die in prison for his refusal to cooperate with the prosecutors. These are just a few examples of the corrupt tactics used by U.S. prosecutors in their desperate quest to keep cannabis away from people who want it and need it. These soulless demons know that if they were honest, if juries really understood what is going on with cannabis laws, they would never get another conviction. So the prosecutors lie. They use underhanded tactics like the trial penalty. They fabricate evidence and they stomp all over our constitutional rights, like the right to a trial by jury of your peers that many generations of Americans have fought and died to protect. But a new day has dawned. The generations of young people alive today are the smartest generations of human beings our species has ever produced, with an unparalleled ability to absorb information, to synthesize that information into new ideas, to push those ideas out, and to take action on them. The young people of today are just not going to tolerate this kind of injustice any longer. All of the prosecutors in all of the country should pay heed. Bob Dylan said it, and we really mean it. You better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, because the times, they are a-changin'. Speaking of changes, you may have heard that earlier this month I left Harborside, the company that I founded and was employed by for almost 15 years. Harborside was also a major sponsor of this show, and it's a good change for me, but it's also a huge change, and it came about a bit suddenly. So the reason you haven't seen any regular episodes of Radio Free Cannabis lately is because I've needed to take some time to manage my transition out of Harborside, to think about the next steps in my career, to find some new sponsors for Radio Free Cannabis, and to just reflect and get my bearings. In the meantime, we're going to take advantage of this downtime to develop some new graphics, animation, sound effects for the show, so when we come back, we'll have some new bells and some new whistles. We expect that to be sometime in February. I'd like to thank our dedicated team of activist correspondents and all of you who have been watching and listening and sending us your comments and questions. The new format we introduced a few episodes ago has turned out to be wildly popular. You're really getting what it is that we're trying to do with this project. And this kind of crazy vision of one worldwide tribe is quickening. It's gelling. It's coming together. It gets more real with every passing day. There are hundreds of millions of us. We are larger than all but the largest of nations. All of us called by Mother Nature through the cannabis plant. All of us moving to a common rhythm. All of us embracing a common mission. The healing of our bodies, the healing of our souls, the healing of our societies, and the healing of the planet. We'll send out another Radio Free Cannabis bulletin when we set a firm date for our return to the air, or before then if it's needed. If you haven't already dropped us a line, please do. Let us know how the show is working for you and if there's anything we can do to make it better. And if you're interested in becoming a correspondent, just send us an email and we'll get that conversation going. Radio Free Cannabis will return soon, better than ever, all charged up and ready to roll, ready to ride this train all the way home. In the meantime, remember that if you love cannabis, you will never be alone. I know that some of you are in difficult situations, still living under prohibition or maybe even directly suffering from it. If you've been arrested, or you're facing trial, or you've been fired from your job or exiled from your religion, even if you're in prison right now, remember, there are hundreds of millions of us. In some places, we've already changed the law today. In many other places, we know we will change it tomorrow or soon after. And one day, cannabis and the people who learn from cannabis, the people who love cannabis, will be free all over the world. So hang on, stay strong, persist through the shadows. We've seen the light, we're marching towards it, and we won't stop until all of us are standing in it together.